All right, welcome to How's Your Wine? I'm here with Kai. And Kai, I know I've been following you on Instagram. You got the Yana's Wine Corner. But
Yes.
for people who don't know who you are, feel free to introduce yourself.
My name is Kiana, and I have Yana's Wine Corner. I introduce new wines every week with a topic conversation. I have a little fun on TikTok doing different fun things. I also have a guest on once a month to enhance the conversations on Wednesdays when I do my wind downs. I attend many events to kind of broaden my horizons, meet new people in the wine industry, as well as fellow wine lovers as well. So that's, just a summary of what I do.
For sure. And I know we were chatting before we started recording, but where are you from and how long have you been where you're from?
I'm from Cali. I've been a Cali girl my whole life. So I was raised here, born here. I'm Cali through and through. So yeah, I mean, I've lived other places. I've lived in Philly and dabbled a little bit in Arizona for a
Like,
couple of months, but I'm a Cali girl.
for sure. So what has like naturally drawn you to like staying in Cali for the most part?
We have everything.
Okay.
We want to get the snow, we can drive to the snow. It's the beaches, the weather, we've got the desert, great camping, the food. I mean, what else can you ask for? You want it, we have it. So
Nice. So let's talk about Yana's Wine Corner. Your bread and butter on social media, as you mentioned, TikTok,
yes,
Instagram, YouTube. What led you to start this corner of yours?
I needed something of my own identity. I was constantly just being a mom, employee, just taking care of everybody else but myself. And I needed to have my own outlet. I was becoming too much everybody else. And after a while, you start feeling like you're just withdrawn from life. And I found that I enjoy wine. And that was the one thing that I said, okay, I'm passionate about it. It's something I'm not going to get bored with. I love drinking it, talking about it, bringing new people to wine because there are a lot of people that are like, oh, I don't like wine. It's like, well, you haven't had the right wine. So that's probably why you don't like it. And it just became its own thing from there. This has been years in progress. It was all talk for a while. And eventually it was just like, if I'm going to do it, just do it, stop being scared. And here we are.
Hey, so when did you start Yana's Wine Corner officially?
My official launch date was September 14th. So I'm approaching a year. But
Congrats.
yeah, I'm really excited. It's been fun. It's been a lot of learning, a lot of fun, but it hasn't felt like work. So as long as it continues to feel like that, I'll keep going.
So talk about some of the feelings you had with the self-doubt, right? You talked about how this has been years and years in the making. What led you to overcome that self-doubt and what were some of the emotions behind like these years of just building up?
Oh man, not wanting to look stupid. I've been behind the scenes of everybody else for so long that I felt like that was my comfort zone. And stepping out of that and just being in the spotlight was a really big deal. Like the formatting has changed so much over time. Oh, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to do it that way. Even just the whole backdrop of everything and how I wanted to have my set built. And it was just a lot of progress and processes I had to go through to get where I am. And the first wind down it was a lot of anxiousness that went into it. But once I did it, it was just like, okay, I can do this. The second episode, I was just like, okay, I wasn't getting the same continuous conversation that I did the first one. So I had a learning process there with learning how to continue the flow so that way it doesn't look so choppy when people
Hmm.
watch the replay. That was something I had to learn to adapt to. And now it's just like Wednesday spotlight, let's go. I've got this. So it's really exciting. It's fun. I really enjoy what I do. So I look forward to it and coming up with different things. And the wine picking process, oh my gosh, it's amazing.
So talk about the emotion with the wine picking process. You said it's amazing, but being able to do it consistently throughout this first full year of you doing it. How do you feel about that?
It become easier once I linked up with a connoisseur at Total Wine and More,
Okay.
and he really helps with the process because a part of it is making sure I keep it affordable for everyone. Most people can't afford to go buy $100 bottles of
Right.
wine, champagne, things like that. So we try and pick good ones that and like I said, I never taste them until I'm on air. So it's like once that camera is going, and I pop that bottle open, that's the first time I'm tasting it. So a lot of it is, well, all of it is honest feedback. And sometimes they're not so good. I've had
Right.
one where I just didn't finish it, and that was horrible. It tasted like olives. I'm like, who the hell
Ooh.
is this? It was the worst wine I've ever had in my life, and I've had some pretty bad wines, and that was the one. It sat there, and people were like, "Wow, you really didn't drink?" I was like, "No, I just." I can't. And I felt bad. I feel bad when I don't like it, but I don't
Gotta be
like it.
honest.
Yeah. I mean, maybe somebody else likes it and more power to them, but I didn't like it. And I feel bad. And of course, I every week on Sundays I post the wine so people can go back to it. But
Right.
yeah, that one didn't get a good review.
Oh no. Well, at least you're being honest. I think that's the most genuine thing you can do.
Yeah.
Um, and with you going live, how do you feel like that's challenged you from being in a position where you weren't even trying to do this at all, and now you're like going live full throttle with it?
Um, it's fun. It really has helped bring out my personality a lot more because I was a lot more reserved. I mean, in front of people, I knew, oh, if they to know me, like really know me, like my close knit circle, oh, they knew my real personality. So it was one of those where I had to just come out the shell. And then it became a whole, well, I'm inviting these people into my world. I have to
Hmm.
give them either all of me or nothing at all. And
Yeah.
now it's just like 24/7, you get what you get.
So how do you feel like this has impacted your professional life? And then you said you're a mom. So how's that impacted you and your family?
They love it. They love it for me. I mean, they have been beyond supportive of everything that I do. So it has helped me a lot because they want to see me succeed in what I want to do too. And most of them, they feel like this is like something really special because there's no one else out there from what I've seen that's doing what I'm doing. Like I'm in my own lane. I created what I wanted to do. A lot of people, they review wines and that's it.
Yeah.
They tell you what pairs with, things like that. But mine is I'm not only introducing new wines to people, but I'm also giving a whole conversation and it can go left sometimes because it is live and people are in the chat. And I've learned also to read the comments that come up in the chat for people that don't watch the live chat on the replay. So
Yeah.
that way they know why I'm saying what I'm saying as well. So it's been fun and it's created a whole different avenue with me being more outgoing and personable with people.
So what are some of the challenges that you do have when you're going live that you felt so far?
Oh, the technology not connecting properly. Sometimes it's like I'm there, but I'm not there. It'll say I'm live, or I can't get it to connect because I do screen share it from my TV, so that way I can see the comments. It's been a lot of learning with trying to get this down to where it doesn't look so crazy.
And
I mean,
I gotta give you kudos because like the first full transparency, y'all, the first 20 minutes, I couldn't get my microphone to sync up to the episode. So we were talking and she wasn't hearing anything I said. So big shout out to you for sticking around with me.
you know what? It comes with the territory and technology as advanced as it is, it's still really shoddy
Yeah.
sometimes. And if, like I said, if I hadn't gone through some of the stuff I went through with like, oh my gosh, I had one where I was late because I couldn't get it to go live. I was like, what the hell is going on? I couldn't get it to go live on my laptop. I couldn't get it to go live on my phone. I was just like, okay, breathe, breathe, breathe. And
Yeah.
eventually everything worked out. People were there, they were laughing and joking, but
It
it
happens. It happens. So what does your current day to day look like when you're not, doing your wine corner? What does that look like?
whew, work. the one that the part that pays the bills until wine is paying the bills full
Tell
time.
them. Tell them.
Because I mean, every day is a grind. You have to do what you have to do. But I tell people all the time, if you want to be an entrepreneur, it doesn't matter what field you want to be in. You can't go home after you leave the place that you're making money for and not do nothing, because then you stay stagnant.
Hmm.
My son, oh my gosh, this kid is in just about every activity that I can think of. So he's got his extracurriculars. And then I've recently taken up bowling. And it's a lot of fun, and I like the fact that I didn't know how to bowl. It was just one of those where I throw the ball and be excited that it hit some pins and didn't go into
Right.
the gut. Now it's a lot more, okay, so I'm learning how to hold the ball the right way, I'm learning how to throw the ball, where to aim so I can get a strike, things like that. So I like having new things that challenge me, and that is definitely one of them. But I've gotten better.
That's super
Got
dope. How long have you been bowling now?
Since March.
Smarts.
Since March. So everything
Hey,
is
you have to really learn how to just be a hustler. And there's times where you have to find that Greek grace for yourself too, right? I'm sure being nonstop, how do you manage that?
that is a hard part. There are days where I literally have to be inwards to myself and say, okay, it wasn't so bad. I will get through this. And it took practice. It took practice, a lot of therapy. I tell Black people all the
Yeah.
time, we really do have to take advantage of what we have. And that is a big one for me. And I was opposed to it in the beginning. I was just like, well, I'm not crazy, but you don't have to be crazy to go to therapy.
Right.
And you don't realize how much you actually need it until you're there.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. I think I come from a similar like hustle mentality, and I had to still go to counseling just to get that mindset of I might not be as uh, aligned as I need to be. So having somebody I can ask questions and then piggyback off my questions and help me grow, I think that's really noble of you to go to therapy and get that help and support.
Oh, definitely. Because life will drain you if you let it.
Yeah.
Then you're drinking for all the wrong reasons.
And then you drinking, and then you're not just doing Yana's wine corner. You sipping on all types of wine and
All
liquor.
types
Yeah,
of
yeah. Gotta
now I
have
do,
good management.
man, but I will admit, I do like if we're having fun, I will go to tequila because yeah.
Yeah, I think tequila is like if people are out having a good time, then I'll have tequila. But I try and limit myself for sure.
Yes.
Yeah,
You have to, because tequila gets fun real fast.
it gets real fast, real fast. So with your wine corner, obviously you go live every week. You have guests occasionally. Who are like three celebrities, famous people that you would want to have on your show and why?
That that's a good one. And for those in my inner circle, I already know they're probably like my top Beyonce.
Okay.
Love her. Oh
Hmm.
my god, like absolutely amazing, hands down my favorite artist. Um and then I would have to go Dwayne Wade, be
Okay.
partially because I think is he's such a dope athlete. One, I love how he embraced the wine culture as well, and just to be able to pick his brain a lot, while us sipping wine together, I think that would be super dope. And Issa Rae,
Hey.
because she started on YouTube as well, and her hustle, look at where her hustle got her. It's she is one of the dopest people. I support anything that she does. I am truly, just like this woman deserves all her kudos and the love and support that she deserves. I mean, she really did such a good thing, and she's all about the Black community. If you approach her, she will help you any way that she can. So it's just like even now with where she is, she still takes time to mentor and bring people on, and she's all about small businesses. So it's just like to have her on and really dig a little deeper into stuff that people don't ask. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Speaking of Issa Rae, so that's a great segue. And I just thought about this. Did you watch Insecure? Did you watch the show? That's your
i
show.
I just finished it for the fourth time.
Hey, All right. So I think you can relate to this. Who on that show do you feel like most resembles you as a person?
Oh,
Take your time. Take your time.
I kind of feel like I am a mix of Issa and Tiffany. Because I've got a little bit of both of them. Like I am a little more awkward like Issa at times, but I am a little more, I want to say prissy like Tiffany. So to mix them together, you get me.
That's a
That's
fire combination. That's a fire combination. And also the list of your three celebs. Like that's pretty dope. Gianna's Wine Corner. We need to get them on. That would be like super, super duper
Man,
goals.
to start him, even if it's, oh my gosh, I don't care which one comes on first. I mean, I know Beyonce is probably like the longest shot out there, but to have one of them on, oh my gosh, I would be total fan mode, like have to reel it back in. But no, that would be super cool, super super cool.
So with like your wine corner and your dreams, what do you want to get the most out of the wine space?
I eventually want to get to a point where not really, where I'm like a event type situation, but I want to have my own event space where
Okay.
I can do my lives. I can actually have more people, on at a time where I can have, say, for instance, new wine brands that are out where they can come and showcase their wine and have people taste it while, I still shoot this content as well. Like, just like recently this weekend, I went to LA Wine Fest uh, Saturday as just a patron and really enjoyed it. I've been wanting to go for a few years now, but it was just like, oh, I don't want to go by myself. And now I'm just like, whatever, let me just go and have some fun.
Right.
So Saturday as a patron. And then as I was leaving, one of the PR girls there, she was just like, hey, you want to come back tomorrow and shoot? I'm like, I'm not going to turn this down. So, of course, I made arrangements so I could show up and be there. And it was the most amazing thing. She literally sat me with Ja Rule, who debuted his wine yesterday.
What?
Yes, it was so dope. So I got to shadow him while he went and met with some of the other vendors that were there. I got to be there while he poured wine for people. He actually poured wine for me and introduced them. So I thought that was amazing. So I've got all this content that eventually I'm going, well, not eventually, sooner than later, I
Yeah.
will. But it was it, it was surreal because it's just like he's just a cool guy. He got into wine and now he's got his own wine line and he started with a red and eventually he will have a rosé and he said another white wine and I'm just like this is dope how so many people are gravitating towards wine and a lot of people are doing hard liquor. I mean, I have no opposition towards hard liquor, but I do like a more mellow.
Right.
So I thought that was really cool. And then Drake's dad showed up. So I was just like, what is going on? But no, it was pretty cool. The event was nice. It was very well set up. There were a lot of other uh, wine vloggers that were there that I interact with on social media that I finally got to meet in person. So such an
That's
amazing
fire.
week. Such an amazing week.
I don't want to put emotions like in your space, but like how proud did you feel like coming full circle to yesterday where you're Cali born and bred and you're pouring wine with Ja Rule and doing all these things. Like how did you feel like
It
coming
was
home
a
today?
Oh my god, it was so overwhelming in a good way. It was just like, wow, this is what I've been working for. This is what I didn't even dream of this. I can honestly say it wasn't something that it was just like, oh yeah, this is my goal. I want to do this. I just wanted to be on YouTube, introduce some wines, and wherever it took me is where it was ultimately going to take me. And this is turning into something bigger than I could even imagine. So it's really an overwhelming experience that can't even put into words at this point. But I'm so excited. I just can't wait to see what else comes from this.
Well, that's dope. I mean, if anybody's following her, if you're not following her, like she is probably the go-to person right now in content. One of the many faces you'll see around Instagram and TikTok now and YouTube. So just being different and being herself is so dope to see, people like you in the space and doing great things. So definitely a big round of applause for you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on. I
For
appreciate it.
sure, for sure. So just to end the show, where can people find you at, and what should they be looking forward to next?
Um, Yana's Wine Corner on, of course, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Let's get all that up.
Yeah,
But just more content. I'll be attending more events where I will be doing more content, going there, meeting more winemakers. I've come in contact with a lot of new winemakers that, of course, I want to bring them on and introduce them and really showcase them as well and let them be loved on because I want everybody to succeed. And however we can do it is how we're going to do it because it's a small but a big community at the same time in this wine game, and the support that we all show each other is just awesome. So just be looking forward to that.
well, we definitely will continue to follow you on social media and just like learning more about your journey as you grow. And again, hope to see you thrive and continue to grow.
Thank
Super
you so
fun.
much. I appreciate you having me on again.
For sure. Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Yes.